Hi. Oh, hi. It's Seeka, and I'm so glad you found me up here in my treetop. This is my favorite place to come sit. Sometimes I sit here all day and I listen to the birds sing and I watch the different shapes of the clouds in the sky. And on a really clear day, I can even see a rainbow. Can you try to look for a rainbow with me? Tell me when you see the rainbow. Did you see it? So this is a very special rainbow because if we look very carefully, we can sometimes find some special surprises. Would you come take a look at the rainbow with me? Okay, let's see if we can find something special. Here we are, we found the rainbow. And it looks like there might be a special surprise hidden in this rainbow. Can you tell me which color lights up so we know where the special surprise is? Green! Let's open the green door to see if there's a special surprise behind the green door. Oh! Do you see what I see? It's pretty small. It looks like a little green frog. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. Wow, I love frogs. I love looking for frogs in ponds and creeks and rivers and watching them hop, 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 or swim around, or hearing them ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. It's also fun to try to hop like a frog. I also like to see frogs when I go to the zoo. You can see lots of different colors of frogs when you go to the zoo. I wonder if I have any other animals we would find at the zoo. I found another really silly looking frog. Can you see this one? We're going to put the frog on top of this log that I found. Frog on the log. And we're going to move the frog around and see if we can say the right word to describe where the frog is. Should we give it a try?
Frog, frog on the log. Frog, frog on the log. Where's the frog? On the log. Frog on the log. Frog, frog under the log. Frog, frog under the log. Where's the frog? Under the log. Frog under the log. Frog, frog in the log. Frog, frog in the log. Where's the frog? In the log. Frog in the log. Frog, frog out of the log. Frog, frog out of the log. Where's the frog? Out of the log. Frog out of the log. Frog, frog in front of the log. Frog, frog in front of the log. Where's the frog? In front of the log. Frog in front of the log. Frog, frog behind the log. Frog, frog behind the log. Where's the frog? Behind the log. Frog behind the log. Frog, frog beside the log. Frog, frog beside the log. Where's the frog? Beside the log. Frog beside the log.
Do you hear that sound? That sounds like Mama C. I think I see her over there. Let's go see what she's up to.
Hi, everyone. I was going to talk about today the sounds that animals make. Now, when we talk about animal sounds, sometimes it really doesn't sound like the animal. Because if we say, what does a sheep make? And we say, Ba, ba. Does that sound like a sheep? Have you heard a sheep? Do they sound more like ba, ba? So we don't always make a really loud sound when we talk about animal sounds, do we? Or how about when we talk about dogs? What sound does dogs make? Some people say bow wow wow, and some people say woof woof, and some people say woof 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 woof, and some people say arr, 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 arr. Your voice can make lots of different animal sounds. How about a cat? Now when we say meow, we can make it really sound like a kitten, or a cat. We can say meow. So you can practice making all sorts of animal sounds. Sometimes I sing about them. Can you be a cat? Meow. Can you be a cat? Meow. Can you be a cat? Can you really be a cat? Can you be a cat? Meow. Can you be a cat? Meow. Can you really be a cat? Can you be a sheep? Ba, ba. Can you be a sheep? Ba, ba. Can you really be a sheep? Ba. Can you be a sheep? Ba. Can you be a sheep? Ba. Can you really be a sheep? Can you be a dog? Bow wow. Can you be a dog? Bow wow. Can you really be a dog? Woof, 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 woof. Can you be a dog? Woof, 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 woof. Can you be a dog? Woof, 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 woof. Can you really be a dog? Can you be a horse? Neigh, neigh. Can you be a horse? Neigh, neigh. Can you really be a horse? Neigh. Can you be a horse? Neigh. Can you be a horse? Neigh. Can you really be a horse? I wonder what other animals you'll be able to make the sounds for. Bye-bye.
La grenouille, l'éléphant, le lion, le zèbre. Grenouille, éléphant, lion, zèbre. La grenouille, l'éléphant, le lion, le zèbre. Today we're going to make a frog together. So all we need for this craft is a few pieces of paper. I have green, I have red, and sometimes I like to use blue for the water that the frog can go in. We're going to start with the green. We're also going to need some glue and a black marker. So I'm going to start by taking my paper, and right about here, less than halfway, I'm going to fold it right across. So this part of the paper I'll use for the frog's body. So I'm going to cut along the crease. So I have the folded piece, and this I'll use for the frog's body. Then with this piece, I'm going to cut a half circle. And this is what's going to be the frog's head and mouth. There we go. With what's left of the paper, I'm going to cut some eyes. So if we cut kind of a half of an oval here, then when we take it apart, we can cut it in half, and we have two eyes. So the eyes are going to kind of go on top of the head like this. So I'm going to take some glue and glue a little bit of the back of one of the eyes and put it right there. Then I'll take the other one, do the same thing, put a little bit of glue on the end, and put it right beside the other eye. Okay, so that's going to be our frog's head, but I think you need some eyeballs, so I'm going to take a black marker and draw some eyeballs. Some big black circles will make the frog look like it has eyes. There we go. Okay, so the frog needs something inside its mouth. Do you know what we should put inside the frog's mouth? A tongue. So I'm gonna cut a half a circle that's a bit smaller than the green one so that it fits inside the frog's mouth. So I'll use that as my guide, and I'll cut half a circle. My kids also like to do a really long tongue and have it sticking out of the frog's mouth so they can pretend the frog is eating bugs. So I'm going to take the red tongue and put some glue on the back. Like that. And put it in the frog's mouth. Right at the back. Right where that crease is. Press it down. There's my frog's head and eyes and tongue. So now the frog needs a body. So we can do a few different things. Depending on how much you work with scissors, depending on how much work your grown-up wants to do, there's a few different things you can do. We can try to cut out a body for the frog, ribbit, ribbit, like that. But today I think we're gonna use our coloring skills and we're gonna color one. So what we can do is maybe we'll use the blue. Then it will look like the frog's in the water. So I'm going to glue a little bit on the back of the frog's head, like this. And this frog is going to be playing in the water. Right, like that. So we'll stick the head down. And then we're going to take a green marker and draw the body. Sometimes you have to test and see if the marker is going to show up. That one shows up great. So we're going to draw the body, kind of like an oval, and we can color it in. Color it all in. Okay, we're almost done. Then once we have the body, we're going to do legs. So we need one kind of L shape, another one on that side, and then we need some arms. We'll do the sticks coming out, that'll be the arms. Then we have to work on hands and feet. So what I like to do is draw some dots at the end. And then, kind of like a fork, we're going to draw some fingers for the frog's hand. I'll draw one more stick coming out there and one coming out there and a circle on each end. Then it looks like the frog's hand. I'm going to do the same thing over here, so I'll draw a stick, a circle for the little sticky finger, another one, and the same for the feet. We'll go stick, circle, stick, circle, and then lastly on this side, stick, circle, stick, circle. There we go. We have the cutest little frog. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. I love how he can open his mouth and have a little snack. So you can try both ways if you like. We have the frog with the legs and arms cut out and the frog where we get to draw the body ourselves and he can play in the water.
My family and I recently traveled to Jamaica. While we were there, we got to visit Hope Zoo and see all kinds of different animals and talk to some of the zookeepers.
He's with our friend Okima, who's going to tell us a little bit about the monkey. So, do you know what they like to eat?
All right, so most times when you are watching the movies and you see that they say monkeys love bananas. Well, our monkeys here, the squirrel monkey here in Jamaica, they don't really go that much for bananas. Their favorite fruit is the grape. So here at the Hope Zoo, we feed them twice per day. So we have a specialized diet that we have for them. It's called a primate pellets that we give to them, and we give them a little bit of yogurt with it to encourage them to eat it, because since they're kind of new to it and they are not really fond of the pellets, so we give them a little bit of yogurt with it. Also, in the morning, they get a whole lot of fruits and veggies. So for this morning, they'll be getting papaya, watermelon, cucumber, a little bit of banana, string beans. And then for the evening seed now, which would be the second and final seed, they'll be getting sweet corn, pumpkin, and rice. Yes, and boiled egg. So the boilings of protein, and you try to encourage them to eat, because we don't have everything that they would eat always in the wild, and so we try to find the most healthy stuff for them. So it's the reason why we buy the primate pellets for them and also the primate gel.
So how old are these monkeys?
Well, they're over 13 years old, because they've been here before I got here, and I've been here for 10 years.
Wow.
So they're over 30. Well, my favorite part about working at the zoo is giving information, and also when the kids come in, that too. But beyond that, I love spending time with the animals. They give you a peace of mind, and no matter what you're going through throughout the entire day, the animals just help you to relax.
Wow, I love that answer. So what do you think we should see while we're at the zoo? What animals should we definitely see?
Well, because I'm a little bit biased, so I would definitely recommend the lions, because they're my animals and they're my favorites. I would definitely recommend the lions. But here at the Hope Zoo, we run a Head Start program with the Jamaican iguanas, because they were said to be extinct in the 1800s. So from in the 1900s thereabout, they were rediscovered by a man named Mr. Edwin Duffus when he went up into the Elsha Hills with his dogs to look for hogs, and that's when they rediscovered them. So I would definitely recommend the Jamaican iguana, so you can see what we are doing here and help to build up back the population. So in order to help prevent extinction.
That's incredible. Well, we're going to go back to Canada and tell all our friends in Canada and North America that they have to come to Hope Zoo. Well, my friends, it's been so nice having you here with me in the Skyway. Until we see each other again, we're going to dance, dance goodbye.
Hands up and waving high, dance, dance goodbye. Hands down and waving low, it's time to go. From my head down to my feet, I can feel the beat. My body's moving side to side. Dance, dance goodbye. Dance, dance goodbye.
Let's do that one more time together. Hands way up in the sky.
Hands up and waving high, dance, dance goodbye. Hands down and waving low, it's time to go. From my head down to my feet, I can feel the beat. My body's moving side to side. Dance, dance goodbye.